code. The algorithm for the sender side is like this. Initially, the can send flag is set as true so that the sender can send the data. And there are three events that the sender node has to track. One is that the data from the network layer, the data which comes in the form of packet and which is converted to frame and that is sent in the physical layer. And another event that can occur in sender node is the acknowledgement will arrive. Another event is your timeout can happen. So three events has to be tracked in your sender node. Now what happens if you get the data from the network layer? You will create a frame and with the sequence number, and you will store the frame because you have to make a copy of it. In case the frame is lost, this copy has to be resent again. So you'll send the frame with the sequence number SN, then you'll start the timer and increase the sequence number. And you're making this flag can send equal to false so that next frame cannot be sent. So until you receive the acknowledgement, next frame is not sent. So what happens if you get an acknowledgement now? First, you're going to check whether it is not corrupted. And if it is not corrupted and it matches to the sequence number, and once you receive the acknowledgement, that means the frame has been sent properly in the receiver end. So you will stop the timer and you will remove the frame, a copy which was made in the sender side. So that copy, that is your previous sequence number, is removed. And then you're setting the flag, that is can send flag as true so that the next frame can be sent. So once the acknowledgement comes, the event will just change the flag. The third event is that if the timeout happens. If the timeout happens, you'll start the timer once again and you will resend the frame. Which frame? The copy which was already stored. So if timeout happens, that means the frame has been lost. So these three events are continuously in an infinite loop. So in the acknowledgement, we have seen that the can send flag is made as true. So you can send the next frame. So again, it will come back to this event and it will send the frame. So this is your algorithm in the sender node. Now we'll see the algorithm in the receiver end. In the receiver side, there's only one event. The frame will arrive. So we're going to track for the arrival of the frame. But before taking the frame, we have to check whether it is corrupted or not. If it is corrupted, it will go to the sleep mode. So this indicates discarding of a frame. So sleep mode means you're not accepting the frame. So the frame is discarded. If it is not corrupted, then check the sequence number. If the sequence number is equal to the sequence number that is stored in the receiver end, RN, then it is the correct frame. So it's not a duplicate frame. You will extract the data and then deliver it to your upper layer, that is your network layer. So then you can increment your next sequence number. And once you've received the frame, you have to give acknowledgement to the sender side. So after receiving the frame, acknowledgement is sent with the next frame number which needs to be required. So this is your receiver end algorithm. Now we'll see how a program can be written on this protocol. Now let's have a look at the program. So we'll initialize the timeout which is required in the stop and wait protocol. Then the sequence number maximum is 0 and 1. So we'll just initialize that 1. And the total number of packets are 3. And this is the macro function which is going to increment your sequence number. So we'll define a packet which is given by the network layer, will define a frame which is created in the data link layer. So it will have a sequence number, it will have an acknowledgement, it will have a packet information, and it will have some error telling what kind of error it is, what type of error. And there's one data, which is of type frame. And we have an event type to distinguish whether it is frame arrival or if there is any error in it, if the frame is corrupted, or if there's a timeout happens, or if there is no event. And there are a few functions related to this stop and wait protocol. So before we go into depth of it, we'll start with the main program. In the main part, we have just two function calls. So which starts with the infinite call, infinite loop, which keeps on running it. So we'll start with the first sender function call. Sender is called first, and then there is a delay. So this for loop indicates a delay, and then the receiver node is called. So it's alternatively, the function call is done sender receiver in an infinite loop. Now the first function is sender. We'll go to the sender function. Now in sender function, as specified in the algorithm, there are three events. One, if a data packet arrives from the network layer, or acknowledgement arrives, or there's a timeout. So if the data packet arrives from the network layer, okay, so that means we are setting the flag as 0. So that means we can send the data in the physical layer. So we'll get the data from the network layer, which is stored in the buffer. Now we'll put it in the frame. Which frame? That is S frame. We'll store the information and we'll add the sequence number, and then we'll send it. Now the sender has done. Now the turn is for receiver node. So we'll turn this flag as R, and we'll send this frame into the physical layer. So we'll call this function to physical layer, and we'll send this S frame to the physical layer, and we'll set the flag as 1, indicating that we have to wait for the acknowledgement, and until we receive the acknowledgement, we're not going to send the next frame. This is the first event, that is the data packet from the network layer. Now there is other two event. If the acknowledgement arrives, or if the timeout happens. Initially, we don't know which event has to be started. So initially, first, the sender will send one data packet, and then the process of communication starts. So this is the first part. Now we'll see the two events that is handled by the sender side, that is frame arrival and if there's a timeout. So in sender side, only acknowledgement can arrive. So this frame arrival is nothing but acknowledgement. So you can send the next data. So you'll get the data from the network layer, and you'll store the data, sequence number, and you'll send it to the physical layer. And if timeout happens, you will send the data to the physical layer and you'll keep the turn as a receiver end flag. So you will send the frame and you'll change the flag to receiver mode. So the next function call will go to the receiver end. So this turn is a flag that is used to indicate whether the sender function call has to be done or the receiver function call has to be handled. So this condition will tell you only if the turn is sender node, then this function call is executed. Now we'll see the receiver side. Now in receiver side, there's one event if the frame arrives from the sender node. So from the physical layer function, we'll get the frame and we're going to check whether the sequence number is correct. If the sequence number matches with the receiver side sequence number, then we can accept the data. So that data is accepted and sent to the network layer. After sending it to the network layer, we'll increment the sequence number. Otherwise, if there is no match, that means it's a duplicate frame. So you'll go to the else part and will display duplicate frame and you will display the message. Once it has been accepted, you'll again change the turn to sender side and you will give an acknowledgement to the physical layer with the frame FS. Now there is two conditions: if the event is frame arrival or if the event is corrupted. So event is corrupted frame means this error flag is set. It is the enum definition. So if it is frame arrival, that means it is not corrupted. If it is error means it is corrupted frame. So if the event is corrupted frame, you'll just display as a message as corrupted frame. And then you will not accept the packet. So even the sequence number is not incremented. You will just turn the flag as sender node so that the connection goes to the sender node. So then you will transfer the control to the sender node and you will finish the function call. So this is the sender, this is the receiver side function call. Now we'll see what happens in this uh, two network layer or two physical layer functions. In the network layer, you will just create a packet and you'll just store the packet number. You'll just store the packet number and increment which is the next packet that has to be sent from the network layer. Now, what does the physical layer does? In the physical layer, there are function called two physical layer. In this function call, you will just create some random number and that random number is assigned to the frame error part. So this indicates what kind of error is there in the physical layer. And a copy of this frame is assigned to data. Now there was one function called from network layer. Now there's another function called to network layer. Now in to network layer, uh, whether you can send it to the receiver end. Now from receiver, it will send it to its upper network layer. So there it's going to check whether all the packets have been received or not. If that I value crosses the total number of packets, that means all the packets has been received. So you will make the disconnect as one and you'll close the loop so that the connection is closed. Now when from physical layer, what is assigned is that from physical layer, you'll get some data. So that is assigned to the data frame. And this data frame is used to refer what kind of error it is. Now there is a wait for the event in the sender node. In sender node, it waits for 3 events, and in receiver node, it waits for 3 events. Now, what is the function that is handled in sender node? In sender node, if the turn is sender, then you will increment the timer, and in case it's equal to the timeout, for which frame the timeout happens. So that is assigned as a timeout, and you will say identify whether the acknowledgement is not received, and you'll make the timer as 0 because timeout has happened. So again, the timer is made 0 so that it can start its timer once again. And if the data error is 0, you will assign that error to that E frame, or what kind of event it is. So if it is 0, that means it is error. If it is non-zero, means there is no error. So if it is non-zero, you will assign the timer as 0, and the event type is frame arrival. So this event, it will check whether the timeout happens or if there's any error in the frame. Now, similar for the receiver also, you're going to check whether there's an error in the frame or not. So if it is a turn receiver side, so from the physical layer, you're going to check if there's any error. If there's any error, you will assign it to the particular event. If there is a non-zero value, that means a frame has arrived. So that's not corrupted frame. Now we will see one example how it works with the program. So while running the program, we have to assign the total number of packets, sequence number, and the timer. So this is assigned in the program itself. So 3 packets are sent in the sample output. So we'll go to the main function. So here, first the sender call is executed. It will come here. The control will come here. Initially the flag is 0. So we can send the data. So from network layer, we'll get the data. Now we'll go to the network from network layer function. See, from network layer, we're just giving a buffer. We're just giving an empty packet, which is defined as a packet here, which is nothing but a packet is nothing but just one information. We have defined packet as just one integer data. So here we're just sending some empty packet from the network layer. We're just passing that parameter. In the function call, we're assigning which is a packet number ID. So that I will tell you which is a packet number, and that is assigned to the data. And you're incrementing the I to indicate which is the next information that has to be sent. So now we got so the packet is having one as a frame number, and this information is assigned to the frame information. So here we have defined as S frame. So S information is nothing but buffer data. So 1 is assigned here. So this indicates the frame 1. Now sequence number SN is initially 0. So 0 is assigned to the sequence number. So you'll just display the message and the turn becomes R now. Now it is the turn of R, and you will send this frame to the physical layer. So this to physical layer function is called with the parameter s frame. We'll go to the function call to physical layer s frame. So now we are in the physical layer. A random function is called. So some random values assigned to this error part. So if it is error non-zero means no error. If it is 0 means you will have some kind of error. So I've just initialized it to 2 so that some error is there, so we can know what kind of action happens. Now this S frame that is sent in the physical layer is assigned to the data. Now data is a global frame. We have defined globally, which indicates any frame sent in the physical layer. Now after two physical layer, it again comes back to this sender function. So here we are now. So we have sent the frame, we are making the flag as 1 and then closing the loop. So after this frame has been sent, now we'll wait for an event. Now wait for the sender event. We'll go to the event of sender. Now the turn is S means only then you're going to increment the timer. But now the turn is R. We made the turn as R and then send the packet here. So the turn here is S, we're not going to increment it. So this whole block is not executed, it will come out. And this condition, again we'll come back to the sender function call. Again the turn is S here, but our turn is R. So this part is not executed. This whole part or block of code is not executed, will come to the end of the sender function. Now this function call is over. We will go back to the main function. So sender function call is over. Next is delay for some seconds. And then we're going to call the receiver function call. Receiver function, here we're going to wait for the event of receiver. And this is the event parameter to know what kind of event it has happened. So we'll go to the wait for event receiver. Now here we're going to check the turn is flag. The turn is R. So we're in the correct turn. So now we're going to check what kind of error it is. Now this data is a global frame. Okay. So whatever frame is sent in the physical layer, it is assigned to it. Now we're going to check whether the frame has error or not error. So here we're going to check the error part. If it is 0, that means it is error. If it is non-zero means the frame is arrived. So we will just set the type of a event. Okay, what kind of event type it is. Now what is event type? We have defined it as error or frame arrival in the beginning itself. See, using enum, we are defining what is the event type. Either it can be corrupted frame or it could be arrival of the frame. Now in this case, see the output. So the error rate is 1. So it is a non-zero number. So non-zero means it is accepted. So the packet is received. So we'll wait for the event. After the event function call has come, we'll go to the next if condition. The turn is R, so we're in the correct term. Now the event is frame arrival. So we have, there's no error. Now we'll go to the from physical layer function. In from physical layer function, we sent one parameter. So that is assigned as 1. We are getting the frame from the physical layer. Now we're going to check the sequence number. Now the initial sequence number is 0. So the frame sequence is compared with this one. If it is equal, then we're going to send it to the network layer with the received frame. That is the frame info. Now where's the network layer function? So here we're going to compare whether the total number of packets have crossed or not. So the I value is not greater than, so we're not going to disconnect it. So we're going to come back. We'll increment the sequence number. If it is the same sequence number, that means a duplicate frame is. If it's not the same sequence number, then it's a duplicate frame number. We'll display a message, and then we'll change the turn to S flag, and then send it back to the. Then we'll give it back to the physical layer. Now this part is if the frame has arrived. If the frame has error, so we'll just tell it as corrupted frame, and we'll change the turn flag as S, and will come out of the receiver block. So in the first case, when you see the sample output, we have received the packet. So it is correct data. So we'll send the acknowledgement. So how do we send the acknowledgement? That is in this part. We'll change the turn as flag, and then we'll send the frame to the physical layer with the FS frame. So to physical layer, again we'll check what kind of error is there for the acknowledgement. So now the receiver block is over. So what happens in the main loop is that receiver is over. Again, the loop continues. It goes to the sender node. Now in the sender node, now before going to the sender node, there's an error rate 1. That is acknowledgement that has been sent. So the acknowledgement has no error. Okay. So we're going to wait for an event. So there's a frame arrival. From the network layer, we'll get some data. We'll increment the sequence number. We'll store the sequence number and send it. Now we'll send it to the physical layer. We'll make the turn as R. So again, we'll go to the to physical layer. So in to physical layer, what you're doing, you're checking the error part. We'll just check the random number. Now here the random number will generate the error part. Now the error part, what we have got here is 0. So 0 means there is error. So in the physical layer, whatever the data sent from the sender node, it will have some error. So now the turn is R now. We'll go to the receiver function. So the frame has arrived. But because it is error is 0. So in the event of receiver, it is made, the flag is set as error. So once you come to the receiver end, receiver function, so it goes to the this part. So it is not frame arrival, it is error part. So if it is error part, it will display corrupted frame, and it will turn, it will make the turn flag as S, and it will come out of